The announcers have no idea what climbing is. There were certain words that they kept using.
Lactic acid.
The lactic acid. They would not stop talking about that. The lactic acid building up.
So this guy got cramps 9 miles into the race. Hitched a car ride for 10 miles. It broke down at the 19th mile, and then he ran the rest of the 4.
Are you going to use a fry utensil? A tortilla utensil? A fried tortilla utensil? Yeah, it's just like, how are you going to eat the meat is pretty much it. Welcome back, everybody, to Content Not Included. Here we got some Coca-Cola. Wow. We are not endorsed. We are not sponsored at all. Not a sponsor. Probably won't ever. But maybe we will. Anyways, we're going to be talking about a couple things like Coca-Cola and the amazing things that they do. And the Olympics. Olympics went by.
Olympics gone past. Michael's going to completely ruin everything right now.
He just shook it up.
Oh, okay. Oh. All right.
Michael is shaking things up right now.
That was a little scary.
All right.
Do we got Mentos?
Momento. Do we have any mementos?
Anyways, welcome.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Just we just ate some Mexican food. So
plane going overhead right now.
Feeling pretty good.
Can you hear that?
Oh, here. Silence.
I have noise canceling.
Well, the mics.
That's not a plane.
That's a motorcycle.
Yeah.
Again, we're in.
No, it's Kobe.
Outside in the backyard.
We are in the backyard.
In the plant sanctuary under the gazebo.
It's very pretty.
Beautiful. In fact.
Anyways, yeah. So here we are. What
are we doing?
Olympics. I did not watch.
Food, bro.
The food.
Yo, you ever had a torta?
They're good.
Mexican sandwich. It's pretty good, dude. So if you haven't had one, just get one.
We're doing this podcast. We're doing this podcast after another podcast. So we ate in between, and so that's why we're kind of all dead, because we're in that late afternoon, post-lunch.
Dead. I'm feeling more alive than ever.
But, yeah, I took them to my family's Mexican food place that we always go to. Jeremiah apparently has already been there, so it wasn't really much of a review.
I mean,
but
I live here, so yeah.
You live here?
Yeah.
In the general vicinity.
Spring Valley?
Oh.
Yeah.
Like, you don't live here, bro.
There's no
I live here.
There's no taco shop that Jeremiah doesn't know about.
Yeah, that's
Stupid
true.
flies are
I know
back.
everything.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
am I in the
call real quick? Reviewing.
It was good, man. I had
good.
carne asada fries, which I don't normally get, but everything.
I'm so sorry, dude. I keep coughing and burping in the mic.
Michael's gonna have to go through and just cut.
Yeah, this 1 liter of Coca-Cola is kind of rough.
I'm sorry.
So anyway, yeah, everything worked together really nicely on the carne asada fries, which I normally don't get. Carne asada fries.
My cables are all
because it's too much, but it proved to be.
I don't know how this happened.
It proved to be too much yet again. I finished most of it.
Yeah.
But the beans on there were a good touch. I don't see a lot of that with carne asada fries, but I like beans.
Yeah.
With my carne asada. So that was good.
How are you that tangled, dude?
I think you fixed it.
What is this?
For those of you listening and not watching, Jeremiah,
it's going under his legs.
Jeremiah is having issues with his cable management.
Oh.
Yeah.
Bro, you have like 5 feet coiled on your like lap. That should be on the ground.
Okay, I think he's got everything.
There you go.
Figured out.
There you go. You throw that down there. All right, it's technical difficulties. Yeah. So it was pretty good. It's not like my most favorite Mexican food shop in San Diego, but it's like it's home turf, you know.
Yeah.
It tastes good.
No, it was good. It was definitely good.
Yep.
But yeah.
How was the tortellini?
Tortellinis.
Okay, tortellinis though. Bomb. Oh my god.
Also
so good.
Also not Mexican.
Yeah. But they're so good.
Also, I'd eat a tortoise.
Oh. Okay, well.
All right. Well, how's the tortellini?
The torta.
It was it was good. It was pretty good. Yeah.
Nice.
I mean, there's not really much.
What is in it? I've never had one.
It's just like toasted bread with some lettuce and asada.
Guac. Pico.
Some guac.
Pico de gallo.
Pretty
Have
simple.
you guys ever really thought about it? Like like all Mexican food
It's
is
all the same
honestly,
thing.
it's just the
It's
same
just
thing in different
what
forms.
utensils are you going to use on it?
It's the
Are you
same.
going to use a fry utensil, a tortilla utensil, a fried tortilla utensil?
Yeah.
It's just like
Like-
what? How are you going to eat the meat? Is
Yeah,
pretty
it's
much it.
basically carne asada. Like you have your carne asada, your beans, your pico de gallo, your cheese, sour cream, and guac, and then it's either in a burrito, a bowl,
Yeah.
a taco,
Yeah.
a
The utensil.
sandwich. Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's essentially all the same.
And it's always bussin',
Yeah,
Indeed.
as the Zoomers say.
yeah. Especially this place, they all have like. I mean, they all are the same ingredients, but like, yeah. Anyways, I don't know where I'm going with that. My brain's hurting, dude.
That place, I would say, is definitely a silver medal for me.
Silver medal.
Silver medalist.
So
Oh, okay.
rank 2.
Yeah.
It's a tier 2.
It's a
Please
silver
stop.
medal.
Please no.
Hey,
not this
we're
again.
gonna talk about
We are-
the tier system.
We
again,
are.
but not today.
Listen, letters are better than numbers.
It'll be
It's a
revisited.
tier
my mind.
system. It's a
Anyway.
tier 2. Yeah, I would agree. It's a tier 2.
Speaking of medals, we just had the Olympics recently.
I see what you did there.
Yeah. So we,
USA.
and
USA.
the USA yet again came out on top, this time both in total medals and gold medals, which is funny
Wow.
because I saw a story on the news about how China was saying they were first
China
place.
#1.
Yeah, they were saying they were first place in the Olympics,
Yeah.
but they weren't in total medals, but they had like 2 more gold medals than we did. So they were saying they were beating
This
us in
one?
the Olympics. Yeah, they were saying they were beating us in the Olympics. And on the very last day,
Yeah.
we passed them by 1.
Mm-hmm.
So we beat
Yeah.
them.
See, it wasn't a competition until you started bragging about it, China. Okay.
Yeah, we were fine.
What do you
Just-
mean? That's literally what the Olympics are, a competition
Well,
between nations.
Yeah.
It got personal.
It got personal.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
They all started going.
It was
Ah.
We're about to beat them,
I
and
think
then we all of a sudden came ahead and we're like,
I think what Michael's saying is it was a friendly competition,
okay.
and then it wasn't.
Honestly, though, like, yeah, we're all over here like, yeah, go USA, but like, the Olympics doesn't matter, dude. We like, I honestly would care less if we want
I
to
haven't watched the
like,
Olympics since I was a kid.
if you honestly think about it, like the amount of medals, like, it's like, yeah, it's like you want to be the best in every single sport, but it's kind of a little bit like, okay.
I will say I know that Michael watched pretty much all the climbing events because
I did watch all the climbing.
this was the first Olympics that climbing was.
Let's go.
And
Represent
It was terrible.
climbing nation.
It was because they
Did
combined
you watch it?
bouldering
No, that
and lead as disciplines.
well, that wasn't necessarily. The
That's
problem.
not terrible, but it's still it hurts a lot of.
No, the broadcast itself was terrible.
Oh, was it?
Very terrible.
Yeah, dude. Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
Jeremiah,
There's
talk about it.
so much to say about it.
I didn't watch a whole lot of it. I just watched highlights.
The announcers
Okay,
have no idea what climbing is.
Yeah, the
They just
qualifying
kept talking about, oh man, I bet they're sweating a lot. Oh, their muscles are so strong.
was.
What the heck?
What was the
Oh, there were
the,
certain words that they
um,
kept using to like descriptive
What's
words.
the word? What's the thing when you like the acid buildup in your muscles?
Lactic acid.
The lactic acid. They
Lactic
would not
acid.
stop talking about that.
Oh,
The
my
lactic
goodness.
acid
Oh, no.
building up. Like somebody would rest on something, shake it out. Oh man, she's really like,
She's
feeling
getting
that.
the
That
lactic
acid is building
oh
up.
My
No,
gosh.
and that's not the lactic acid usually doesn't start until after you stop activity. I think
I don't know.
I could be wrong, but
It's more of the
it's
pump
just
is what
pump.
they're-
Oh,
yeah.
that feeling the lactic acid now. Somebody's need to milk the lactic acid out of him.
So it's
They
just
didn't say that.
So,
that
I
would be
mean,
funny if they did.
It would have been more entertaining than what they were saying.
Just-
yeah.
Yeah,
So we watched the Olympics going up. Oh, we watched the guys climbing finals going up to Lake Tahoe for more than half, right? No, 3 hours.
However long that it
It
was.
was like 3 or 4 hours. Yeah, we watched 3, 4. We watched the whole event, and we watched Nathaniel Coleman come out with
Let's
silver.
go.
Woo, USA!
Yeah, USA. Who got gold?
He got
Spanish.
Spain. Yeah, our guy just made the finals by like a couple points. He was the 8th person going in, and then he ended up in silver. He did amazing in bouldering. But
first in bouldering.
and then the next morning we watched the girls finals, and that was pretty good.
Yeah.
And we didn't medal in that one, right?
No, our only
Brooke and Kyra.
Brooke. Yeah.
Yeah, she
well, Kyra didn't make the finals.
Brooke fell at 27.
Brooke was in the running to get bronze.
She did really good. I saw her qualifying run.
Yeah.
It was insane.
She was in the run to get bronze, and if somebody did terrible, she could get either silver or gold. But she messed up and slipped on the lead, which was her strongest event, and so she didn't. She got
that
seventh,
is unfortunate.
seventh. But okay, this is what I was found out. I follow a photographer that was taking photos there, and he was doing a little behind the scenes on his Instagram, and he was talking about the weather, and he said that it was it was like 70 or not 70, it was 30 something degrees Celsius, which is in the 90s.
That's hot.
Yeah, it was so it's the 90s, and it was 80% humidity.
Oh,
so imagine climbing in that 80% humidity. And he was like, yeah, I don't understand how these guys and gals were able to climb and perform that well.
And that's why you see them chalking up every other hold.
Yeah. So, but I also noticed Brooke slips.
And there was a lot of people slipping.
There was a lot of random. There was random slips where you wouldn't expect people to slip, and you didn't really think anything about it. And then when I saw that context, I was like, oh my god, it's 90 plus degrees out, 80% humidity. You're just slipping all over the place. The guy said that he was working 8 hours, shooting photos, just completely drenched in
yeah, that's disgusting weather. I wouldn't want to even do anything for fun, let alone compete in that weather.
So honestly, probably not the best situation for competition.
And for the climbing Olympics debut.
Yeah.
Too. It was the first.
Yeah. It just overall, it was so-so. It was okay.
Yeah.
It wasn't, the broadcasting was really terrible. The commentators for the finals were better than the ones for qualifying, that's for sure. But it was still just the number one problem I had was the commentators didn't know what they were talking about, and then the camera guy, so the commentators are commenting off the main broadcast feed. Okay?
Right.
And the technical director that's doing the TV has no idea what climbing is in general. So you'll know, if you know about climbing, you'll be like, oh, this person's going to go for a big move. And then all of a sudden they just switched to somebody chalking up or something. Or
during the qualifiers when there were multiple people.
When there's multiple people, yeah. Or to somebody big doing a big jump or something like that. And it was they were cutting based off of for the action and building a story and building suspense and trying to build, which I understood, but it doesn't work that way for climbing. Climbing's a little bit more methodical. So when you do need to switch, you have to do it at certain times. And they would be somebody would fall and they would still be on that person. And it's okay, so-and-so is climbing over here, cut to them. But they're no, we have to build suspense. It was so stupid. And then the commentators are yeah, and so over there, we think that she's doing that route, but we can't really see her yet. And then it cuts and it's oh, okay, cool, and she's halfway up the route. It's what?
Just poorly planned.
It was it was a bunch of So that was unfortunate.
Yeah. And with the camera work was really weird because they kept zooming in on just weird places. It's why are you zooming in here? We want to see, they would zoom in when you want to see where the hands and feet are located, what they're doing. Are they do they have a knee bar? What are they doing a heel hook? What are they doing? But no, you're zooming in on their hands or zooming in on their face, and it's what are you trying to show us here?
It's a narrative television.
That's what it. That's
literally.
Exactly.
I have no idea. What's the narrative that this person's sweating?
Well, he's
got that drip.
You're supposed to feel the emotion.
They have
climber,
basically 3 different camera angles, or 4, I guess. They have the close-ups. So those guys are on zoom lens, and they're filming that type of stuff the whole night. Then you have like the medium shot, and then you have a wide shot, and then you had a crane shot.
Yeah.
And the technical director is switching in between all of those. And yeah, he was staying on those tight shots for like no reason.
Yes.
And I mean, in sports in general, like in baseball or in football or something, tight shots can be used to kind of like make suspense. Like on a pitcher when he's like about to throw, that makes sense.
But they cut at the correct parts.
Yeah, exactly.
They correct
because
when he goes when he starts to wind up. That's when you switch.
Yeah.
To the.
That's because people that work broadcasting for baseball have been doing that for 20 years.
Yeah.
And know how the game works and knows how to film that.
Yeah.
But these people were like, oh, we're just like, this person's like really struggling, so we're just gonna like do a close up on her face. It was like. It's like, what is she holding on to? Like, at least if you're going to do a close-up, throw it on a crimp that she's grabbing.
Check out this girl. It looks like her. You can tell by her face how much lactic acid is built up in her muscles right now. Dude. You can really see her cringing.
Yeah. That's pretty bad.
Jeez, dude.
So
climbing,
was unfortunate. But
the climbing,
it was still, all in all, it was really nice to see climbing up there. Climbing as an Olympic sport.
It was cool. It was cool to see all the national teams.
Yeah. I think that they definitely. I don't understand why they didn't give 3 medals for climbing, for speed climbing, bouldering, and
lead.
They
combined lead and bouldering as
they combined
discipline.
Everything.
Which again,
everything was the same.
No, speed was separate.
It wasn't. It's all the same.
It was all 3 disciplines.
They're all.
They just had separate people.
They multiplied the score.
No,
it was the same people.
It was 3 different events.
Yeah, they just multiply your score together, all 3 events. So it's all just 1 medal for rock climbing.
So the multiplication made sense. We walked through it, and it made sense because it gave everybody a basically it rewarded people on being good at. If you're good at all of them, you'll definitely get the gold, right? But if you're only good at bouldering, if you just did adding, you would have no chance of like really scoring well. But if you're able to get good positions, then the multiplication, it does work out in the long run,
right?
But it's the overall having each thing combined
and speed is just such a different discipline than lead or bouldering.
It's so new too that people only focus on that, and then the people that have been climbing for years, they just can't pick it up as easily because it's not something they really chain in.
Right, and speed to me at least isn't as interesting because it's the same route every time.
It's pretty fun watching, honestly. If you have in the finals is more fun because qualifying, it was just they were doing it off of times, so they weren't necessarily racing each other. It was just everybody was getting an overall time, and then it was ranked. But in the finals, it was people were paired up, and the winner would go to the next heat, and so it's
like a bracket.
So it was like a bracket. Yeah. So that was cool because then it was an actual race. But what happened to our camera?
Oh, did it shut off?
I don't know. I'll check. You can keep talking.
Right. Yeah.
Interesting. Camera difficulties. So we're gonna see another RIP camera, perhaps, in the
maybe. But yeah. So the speed climbing, that was pretty cool. The bracket, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
The bouldering, only 1 person on the wall at a time. With the finals, did they have 2 people going on either boulder? Like once they did the first one, or no? No, they didn't. It was just single person. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. And even there was some other stuff in the Olympics that I usually get into, even though normally I'm not into those sports at all. I really like watching swimming.
Okay. Since you said swimming, they have a whole bunch of different medals that they give out for different kinds of swimming. Right?
Yeah.
Why not 3 medals? Why not 3 sets for climbing?
No, I totally agree. And I think more than likely, it being the first time, I think the next time around, they'll probably get a lot of feedback and more than likely change it. I would say.
I hope.
But I really like watching swimming. What?
Yeah.
It is. For the next Olympics.
Oh, they already did?
They already decided it was bad. the way that they were doing it.
Very good. Very good.
And it should be. I mean, because it's with any sport when there's different variations of something like with climbing or swimming. It's
literally
a different
everything.
You can't
everything that you can do. There's different medals for it.
You can't be good at every type of something, right?
Right.
You have to be the best in the world.
You can't be the best at everything. Well,
you can.
I mean,
you can.
Yeah.
But my point is, you have to dedicate your time somewhere, right? So you have your butterfly finals, you have your freestyle finals, you have your whatever the backwards swimming is, and you can't be doing
backstroke.
Well, yeah, backstroke. That's it. So you can't be doing all that, right, all the time and expect to get a gold medal in every single event.
Yeah.
So I think for climbing, it's the same thing. And especially with climbing, because speed and lead climbing are so different. And then lead climbing and bouldering you have similar techniques, but there's other things you have to worry about. The routes are different.
Yeah.
But yeah, so hopefully
I have a theory. I haven't heard anything, but I have a theory on why it was that way, and it's because it was the first time they were doing it, and I think it's more of a maybe a money issue or something, because if you think about it, if you split the events up into 3 different categories, you have to do it longer because climbing was 4 days. So girls qualifying, girls finals, guys quali, guys finals. So you'd have to split it up into more days. You would have to add days. And I think they might have not have, I think they were kind of judging on seeing how much attention it was going to get the first time.
Yeah.
So they didn't want to commit a ton of money to it,
Or, I mean, but if you have...
that sounds reasonable.
But also, if you have separate disciplines, you send your separate... You send your people that are on your team that are good at those disciplines.
Yeah, which, again, they might have, because it was the first one, it could have been in a situation where maybe not all the countries could have, I guess they could have all sent, an extra.
Well, you could just send whoever.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is you could be running those events at the same time.
Yeah.
You'd have to have...
Send me over there.
You'd have to have maybe more judges, but I don't know that you'd have to spend more time.
I don't know if you could do them at the same time, because, well, I mean, you could, but, for broadcasting, though, they usually want to do them separately.
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying you could.
Yeah.
But if it's not ideal for television.
Yeah.
But that way people can watch people can watch replays. I don't know.
Yeah. The other thing that's stupid about it is the Olympics in general, keeps everything so tight. It's impossible. They will give you
They have a lot of things going at the same time.
Well, no, copyright strikes type stuff. They have a lockdown on their stuff.
Yeah.
You can't, if you're there, you can't film with your phone. Stuff like Snapchat stories and stuff like that. It was a big no-no, at the event center.
Yeah.
And the photographers, you're not allowed to take videos on your cameras at all. That was a big no-no, because the Olympics, they have all the copyrights on their stuff, and they broadcast it all because
they sell it to NBC.
Because basically the way the Olympics makes money is through all the worldwide broadcasting people buying it, NBC buying the rights to it,
and advertising,
and BBC, that advertising dollars go to that. So if people are ripping it and uploading, you can't look right now. If you look up climbing highlights on YouTube, the only stuff you'll get is from the Olympics, which isn't a lot, which is annoying.
Right.
Because they didn't put out a lot of highlights and stuff like that. But you can't upload anything. You can't.
Right.
It's kind of unfortunate, because it's it was one of those things where it's it happened, but it happened. That's it. We can't rewatch it. I mean, you can, but
yeah.
And
the thing is, the Olympics, they're not taking into account, I don't think, that because the highlights for every other sport that you're not into in your personal life that you don't do, it's enough, right? The swimming highlights, the gymnastics highlights, it's fine. You can watch that and be happy with it. Of course, if it's something you do, like climbing, you're going to want to see more highlights than they're going to put out. But they're not going to put out extensive highlights for every sport, So it makes sense. But yeah, so and with that,
copyright is so weird. Sorry. I'm just like
No.
thinking about it. It's just like copyright just doesn't make sense. A lot of it just does not make sense. Because how do you have the ability to copyright somebody throwing a football? Or, like, how do you have the ability of
it's not the
somebody
same thing.
somebody doing a sport, right? Somebody climbing a wall, you're just taking a video with your phone.
it's not.
It's not the action. It's the broadcast of it. It's the capturing of it.
They set the rights. Who has
Yeah.
the rights to broadcast their event?
Yeah. It's a media. It's the copyright's on the media, not like the sport.
So, but
Yeah.
I see what he's saying though. If you ban people from filming, it's similar.
What do you mean?
It's not a copyright. Like obviously, the media that the video you take on your phone is not going to be copyrighted, but it's still get a copyright strike.
Yeah. No.
Because they set the terms on who can broadcast
Yeah.
their event.
Yeah, so that only matters if you go and post it. You can take as many videos as you want, but you have to keep them to yourself. You're not allowed to share it with
True.
online. You're not allowed
Although if a photographer got caught videoing there, he'd probably lose his credentials of shooting photos there. That's what I'm saying. They're so strict that they're just basically a no nonsense policy. They don't want to argue or figure out, are you going to be posting it, are you not? They're just like, no, you can't do it.
Yeah.
They don't want to be like, if you think about it, it kind of makes sense, but it's also kind of stupid. But it's so big, it's so worldwide, like it's impossible. It'd be impossible to try and manage people bootlegging it and stuff like that. So if they just have a hard lockdown of you can't, like, we are the only ones being broadcasted, then you can control, like, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like if somebody's sitting there with their iPad
right
in this crowd filming, then people could just theoretically watch it on their like off that guy streaming it, right?
Yeah.
Wouldn't be nice. It wouldn't be good quality, but like,
I mean,
it just
if they were watching the rock climbing, it would probably be much better. They'd probably have a much better cameraman holding the iPad than the actual
but they need
employees.
The Olympics needs the money from the traffic going to NBC's website and watching the highlights there, to the replay, watching the stream, going to the YouTube. They need all that ad revenue. So if you're going to John6497 YouTube account who posted the bouldering highlights,
right,
they're not getting any of that money.
Okay.
Whether or not that's ripped from their, like, if you rip it straight from their broadcast, that's stealing, right? That is
copyright.
That is
sure.
like pretty copyright.
Well,
but even if you like film with the iPad and put it up, it's redistributing the event, and they're not getting any of the revenue for it.
Right.
And they need every single penny. Is basically what it comes down to. So they just come out with like whole like nonsense.
Yeah. Well, that's actually what happened to one of the biggest Twitch streamers, XQC. It was like day one of the Olympics, and he was streaming, and he's like, "Oh, the Olympics are going on right now, so I'll go check it out." And he streamed it for I don't remember how long, but it was very short time before the stream just ended abruptly.
But to be honest,
because he got banned for like 3 days from a copyright strike, so they immediately like took him down.
Yeah, but like, come on.
But he's
doing that on Twitch. It's like you're dealing with the most egregious copyright people, Twitch,
right?
And
but
the Olympics.
See,
like, what do you think was gonna happen?
Yeah, true.
Like, you
but
should have
also,
known better.
like, what happened to fair use? Like, you're reacting to it. Like, you're not even allowed to react to anything.
But that's
right. That's literally what everyone does, is they react to things.
Yeah.
That's what all of online thing is. People make videos. That's what literally everyone does. They make videos of them talking about this thing, like broadcasters.
The only difference is it's on Twitch and it's live. So instead of me going to NBC, so if I want to watch something live on NBC.com, I had to have had a cable network. So I had to log in with like my grandma's Dish Network login to watch the Olympics.
Okay.
Unless you are on like something free and you get...
Which makes no sense either, because if you have a cable provider, why would you be watching it on your online instead of your TV?
on your phone or something. Like
I get it,
Yeah.
but I'm saying like, what percentage of people watching it online are people that also have a TV?
I don't know. Okay, but
but
what I'm saying
like a cable
is,
subscription.
I mean, most people. I think
all right.
most people don't even have like cable anymore.
Still, okay,
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Regardless, if one of us were to go on that website, that's just say $10 in ad revenue per person, okay? So Paul goes on there, that's $10 in ad revenue. If Paul starts streaming it, me and him can go on to his channel and just watch the live event off of him, and they're missing out on $20 worth of ad revenue.
Well, $10 because I still paid. I still hit the site.
They're missing out on 20 extra. So if me and Jeremiah were just
both of you,
if we were to go on ourselves to the website and watch it normally, they would have a total of 30
traffic per click times however many people are watching the stream.
Yeah. So so X2C is streaming to 20,000 people.
Yeah. If not more.
If not
more like 70,000 people.
70,000 people.
That's $700,000.
He's
streaming the Olympics for free, basically. I mean, yes, it's
but also NBC is it's anyone with a TV can see it.
Yeah.
So it's like
not really anymore since they got rid of the air channels now.
Yeah, you can. Well, and
it's a lot more difficult.
Like
you can watch it for it for free.
You just go to the NBC.
Yeah, we have.
I've never had cable. They give you the default local channels.
Yeah,
NBC's one of them.
Yeah, NBC's one of them. It is, but it still acts the same way. TV still acts the same way. I mean, it's not the same exact way where it goes to a website and it's like one person is watching, but it's still the amount of viewers. So instead of 70,000 viewers on NBC and NBC getting
I understand that. It's just like they're watching they're there watching him, and they're there for him, not the Olympics. They don't. All of those people, no one who watches Twitch cares about sports.
But
literally, they're all just freaking.
But that's just.
I can't say it.
Yeah.
It's just that's wordplay. Like,
they're already not watching it. The only reason they were watching it was because they were watching him and he decided to go over there.
Yeah.
That's where it's like, and it's like, I don't understand where fair use does it. I understand like legality, not legality, but I understand like why they want people to go there, because it's all about money. That's what it always is. That's what everything comes down to, is money.
And
but it's like the fair use of him making his own content over it.
But
like
it's
you're not allowed to make content.
It's not fair use because he's making money off of it. That's when as soon as you make money off copyright material, fair use is out the window.
Unless you have every YouTube channel out there.
Unless you have permission.
What about every YouTube channel out there?
That's not necessarily true.
Unless it's for educational purposes, right? Or something.
That's not necessarily true, but it's still that the whole thing is about, you're talking about YouTube versus Twitch. Twitch is live. And so the event is happening right now. Olympics is making current money through advertisement off of that. They have to get their money somehow. Now, if you do that and do a react video to it a year later, the Olympics aren't necessarily making any more money off of the event going on. So I think that's why they're so stringent on it. Like, on Twitch,
I need a lawyer.
Twitch,
somebody get me a lawyer.
Twitch is also just a terrible company.
Twitch live streaming versus a video is completely different, though. So like,
we're kind of went down a rabbit hole of copyright laws.
Okay, but like, so you could apply the same thing to the MMA fights. People like bootleg those all the time, and MMA tries to take them down.
Well,
it's the same exact thing. It's a pay-per-view.
Yeah, it's pay-per-view, whereas the other things
But
I don't know.
You're still giving them money whether you know it or not, because advertisements pay to be on the. So advertisements is like, so I'm a soap company. I want to put my ad on there. It's like, how much is that? How many people are going to be viewing it? Oh, well, we're going to have projected 100 people viewing it.
Yeah.
Okay, say $100. Oh, we were gonna have projected 1 million people viewing it. Oh, that's $1 million.
Yeah.
I mean, that money doesn't work that way.
I understand why.
Yeah.
I understand why. It just, I don't know. It's just really, really just weird and strange.
Yeah. No, and YouTube has a completely different system.
Like that. Well, I mean, not very. It's all powered by Google, pretty much.
Well, no, Twitch and YouTube are completely different.
Yeah. Anyway,
are you talking about live streaming or are you talking about, because I'm talking about video.
I mean, they're all very similar things, though.
Oh, yeah, it's similar, but you can get away with
live stream on YouTube too.
Yeah, but their copyright laws, I bet, are different for live streaming versus video.
Well,
because so for instance, we can have
I think we could.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's just whatever.
Michael, as a photographer, videographer, could talk about copyright for days.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Michael does love his copyright.
I've dealt with it a lot.
Yeah.
And so I know kind of.
But anyway,
he has a lot of copyright strikes on his YouTube channel.
The church channel got banned.
I know.
Actually?
Yeah.
For what?
Some music.
No, not music. Pastor John, in one message, played a video from BBC, and we went full screen with it.
Ooh.
On live video,
right.
You can't be putting up copyrighted stuff
unless your face is up there.
Unless it's a reaction. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
dumb.
Anyway, so the Olympics was cool.
Yeah.
Olympics sucks. Never watch the Olympics. Unless you're watching the actual Americans who are trying to represent our country and show how good our country is.
Yikes.
Not the people who are disrespecting the country and saying how terrible America is because they're just full of nothing but negativity. Our country is great. God bless America.
Yeah.
All right. Cool.
Yeah.
So Olympics.
I liked watching the swimming. I always like watching swimming and gymnastics too, even though I'm not really into those sports.
Do you ever like volleyball?
Yeah.
That was beach volleyball was one of my favorites.
Yeah.
It's crazy how people can spin. It is crazy.
The gymnastics.
Gymnastics?
The freaking spinning up in the air, doing flips and stuff. And even like figure skating, that stuff is crazy. How do people do that? Like these people sitting there like going on like one leg and then like doing the thing where they like, you know what I'm saying? Like yes, exactly. They look like a fidget spinner or like a top on the ice. I don't understand how people can like, they don't like have vertigo or whatever.
Speaking of crazy at the Olympics, I'd like to tell you gentlemen a story.
Oh, please.
Wait. What was the original reason why we were talking about Olympics? Did we cover it?
We wanted to talk about rock climbing, yeah.
Yeah,
because you said we had a surprise. Is this it?
This is
okay. Because I was like, did we even talk about what Paul was wanting to talk about?
The Olympics used to be a lot crazier. All right, so I'm gonna tell you guys the story of the 1904 Summer Olympics.
Oh,
men's marathon.
Ooh.
Is this? Are we still doing this?
Yeah,
thing?
yeah.
Is this it?
Yeah, this is a historical episode. No, this isn't it. This is something different.
I was like, how does that go in with this?
Okay, just wait.
Okay.
So we have two fun little historical surprises for you guys. All right.
Gotcha. It's 40 minutes.
This is a segment. It's okay. We got this.
Cool.
So the men's marathon in the 1904 Summer Olympics in St. Louis in the United States. 24.85 miles, August 30th. So it's hot. This is an outdoor marathon.
Sorry, what year?
1904.
28.4 miles.
24.8.
24.8
So
miles.
not quite a full marathon.
I don't know what a full marathon is.
Me neither.
So while
I only ran cross country.
26.2
Oh.
miles.
Oh, you see those on the back of cars.
Yeah, that's their marathon runners. So 32 athletes representing 4 nations. So 8. That's kind of not very diverse.
Okay.
Only competed. Only 14 managed to finish the race, which proved to be a bizarre affair due to poor organization and officiating.
Oh.
Okay.
I bet people got lost.
So this was the third time that the marathon.
This was where? Kansas?
St. Louis.
St. Louis.
So
Missouri.
this was the.
That's Missouri, right? That's Missouri.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are we good?
Yeah. Continue.
Okay. This was the third time that a marathon had ever been held at the Olympics. So it's pretty new.
Okay.
Wow.
So they had not standardized the marathon distance yet. So this is before it was, this is 26.2 miles.
Oh.
So the course was 24.85 miles in St. Louis. They started the marathon at 3 p.m., whereas most contemporary marathons start in the early morning to take advantage of cooler times of the day. So they're starting this race at 3 p.m. on August in St. Louis, Missouri.
I see where this is going.
Oh, it's like Japan all over again.
So
Wait, before Japan.
So we're already in a bad spot.
Yeah.
The start included 5 laps around the stadium track. The rest of the course was on dusty country roads with race officials riding in vehicles ahead of and behind the runners. This created dust clouds that exacerbated the severely hot and humid conditions.
Oh my gosh.
With a temperature,
it was like us at Lake Tahoe.
With a temperature
smoke,
of 90 degrees Fahrenheit, 32 Celsius. So it was 32. Not quite 90 in Japan, but close.
Ooh.
At start time. The course eventually ended back in the stadium. All right. So, here we go.
Was it one like oval track or was it laps?
They did 5 laps and they ran off onto the country roads and then came back.
Wow.
So, the first to arrive at the finish line after 3 hours and 13 minutes. 3 hours and 13 minutes.
Okay.
For 24 miles.
Okay.
I have no context.
Just think, well, think about like 8 miles in an hour. And then
What? I know how fast I can run a mile, but I can't spread that out.
So this guy's under an 8-minute mile the whole time.
Oh, okay, that's pretty good.
Okay.
I mean,
after being hailed,
Olympics, that's
just wait.
Okay.
Just wait.
Oh.
After being hailed as the winner, he had his photograph taken with Alice Roosevelt, daughter of then U.S. President Theodore Roosevelt.
Oh, lit.
And was about to be awarded the gold medal.
Oh.
When his subterfuge was revealed. Loris had actually dropped out of the race after 9 miles after suffering cramps and hitched a ride back to the stadium in a car, waving at spectators and runners alike during the ride. When the car broke down at the 19th mile, he re-entered the race and jogged across the finish line.
What?
Upon being confronted by officials, Loris immediately admitted his deception, and despite his claims he was joking, the AAU responded by banning him for a year. He later won the 1905 Boston Marathon. This guy got cramps.
This was an American?
Yes. So this guy got cramps 9 miles into the race.
Oh, my gosh.
Hitched a car ride for 10 miles. It broke down at the 19th mile, and then he ran the rest of the 4 and won.
What the heck? That's like some Neil Armstrong type stuff.
The heck?
So he was disqualified.
Wait. Lance?
Yeah, Lance. Neil Armstrong was the guy that went to the moon.
No, not Neil. Sorry. My bad, Neil.
What are you
Apologies. Lance. That's some Lance Armstrong type stuff.
So the
biker who hopped on a bus.
No, he just took drugs, like performance enhancers.
Lance Armstrong?
I didn't hear about him
during a bike race.
Yes, but with PEDs, not by hopping on a bus. Not that I heard of.
I still don't know who you're talking about. But
he's the guy that won all the Tour de France's, Lance Armstrong.
Oh.
Okay, so this guy's disqualified.
Yeah.
He cheated.
Okay.
All right. Thomas Hicks, another American. By the way, all 3 medalists in this event were Americans. So this is the gold medalist. Thomas Hicks ended up the winner of the event, although he was aided by measures that would not have been permitted in later years. 10 miles from the finish, he led the race by 1.5 miles, but had to be restrained from stopping and lying down by his trainers. From then until the end of the race, Hicks received several doses of strychnine, a common rat poison which stimulates the nervous system in small doses.
The heck, son?
Mixed with brandy.
Yo, things were different back in 1904, dude.
Yeah, so he's taking rat poison mixed with brandy.
Oh, gotta love it.
He continued to battle onwards, hallucinating, barely able to walk for most of the course. When he reached the stadium, his support team carried him over the line, holding him in the air while he shuffled his feet as if still running. So think about this. You're at the finish line. This is the gold medalist, and his team's carrying him, and he's just swinging his feet around in the air.
Oh, gosh.
To try to get people to think he's still running.
Yikes.
He had to be carried off the track and might have died in the stadium had he not been treated by several doctors. He lost 8 pounds during the course of the marathon.
Through what?
Rat poison and alcohol, dude.
Yeah, but where's that 8 pounds going through? Like, is he sweating 8 pounds?
I don't know, dude.
Did he throw up?
I have no idea.
Poop his pants?
Probably, literally everything probably just came out.
Through sweat?
Through his bowels.
Here's another one.
Throwing up, and he was probably like, yeah.
Another near fatality during the event.
It's all got to be internal stuff, just like throwing up a bunch of water, throwing up everything that was in the system.
I'll get to the water thing in a minute, because there's another interesting. thing about
This
this.
is the same race.
This is all the same race. Another near fatality during the event was William Garcia of the U.S. He was found lying in the road along the marathon course with severe internal injuries caused by breathing the clouds of dust kicked up by the race officials' cars.
Gosh.
Postman Andarin Carvajal joined the marathon, arriving at the last minute. After losing all of his money in New Orleans, Louisiana, he hitchhiked to St. Louis and had to run the event in street clothes that he cut around the legs to make them look like shorts. Not having eaten in 40 hours, he stopped off in an orchard en route to have a snack on some apples, which turned out to be rotten. The rotten apples caused him to have strong stomach cramps and have to lie down and take a nap. Despite falling ill from the apples and taking a nap, he finished in 4th place.
What?
Out of 32.
Yo, that's literally
What
like the
happened to
tortoise
all
in the
the other-
hare right
what happened
there.
to all the
There
other
was
guys?
only 13 people that finished, too,
Wow.
out of 32.
What a botched event. What number of Olympics was this?
I'm
3?
not sure. This is the 3rd time this event had been in the Olympics. This was in 1904, so I don't know.
When's the... I think the first Olympics, well, modern day, started in like the late 1800s.
And then it goes on to talk about a couple people that just, got sick on the way. Now,
Wow.
here's the interesting part. Dehydration. The only 2 sources of water for the competitors were a water tower at 6 miles and a well at about the 12-mile mark.
What?
So every 6 miles they can have something to drink.
6 miles and 12 miles, and then the rest till the 23rd mile that no water stations. So think about this. This is St. Louis in the middle of August. Okay. James E. Sullivan was a chief organizer of the Olympics and decided to allow only one water station on the 24.85-mile course of the marathon, even though it was conducted in 90-degree heat over unpaved roads choked with dust.
Jeez.
His ostensible reason was to conduct research on purposeful dehydration, even though dehydration is potentially fatal. The marathon ended with the worst ratio of entrants to finishers, 14 of 32, so not even half finished, and by far the slowest winning time, 3 hours and 28 minutes, almost 30 minutes slower than the second slowest winning time.
Wow.
So this guy was trying to do a study on, and I read about this somewhere else, that his hypothesis was that dehydration actually made you perform better in an athletic competition. So he purposefully only put 2 hydration stations throughout the whole marathon.
Guy sounds pretty stupid. How many people died?
I don't think anybody died, but a couple people, like
Unfortunate.
the guy that was taking
very fortunate. Yeah.
the guy that was
Good thing
getting
no one died.
rat poison and brandy mixed together
Yo.
almost died.
Things
Yeah,
are
they were
different back then,
wild
dude.
in back then. That's for sure.
That's crazy.
Yeah, you just think about the
This was the 3rd Olympics, by the way.
that was the third.
The first one was 1896.
Wow.
So you think about now in professional sports, any of that none of that would fly.
Jeez. That's pretty funny though. Some guy just showed up in like just some random clothes.
Yeah, the postman.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's just like, I'm gonna go compete in a marathon today.
Oh my gosh, dude.
That's funny.
That's pretty insane.
I think the funniest part to me was the guy that was on drugs and alcohol got carried by his team,
Yeah.
his crew across the finish line and still got the gold medal.
Now in 2021, dude, we're just freaking climbing up walls in 8 seconds. No, 6 seconds.
Yeah.
Dang.
I mean, what people were just like, I just can't imagine seeing an event like that now.
How do you even spectate that? It's not even like a... You can't even,
Like the whole thing was just like you start in the stadium and then you run across some back roads for like 20 miles and you come back to the stadium.
yeah.
And then they have people driving with cars that are kicking up dust and you're having to breathe that in and no water. Like, I wonder if some people did die and they just like never found the bodies.
There's still
Well,
some,
I mean, only 16 people out of
There's some-
30.
14 finished out of 32.
32, 14 finished.
And that I think that's still the worst finish to entrant ratio in that event in the Olympics ever.
Well, yeah.
has to be.
I mean, they said that
Has to
30
be.
minutes. They
I was
said that it
gonna
was
say,
a
yeah.
30-minute
30 minutes
slower.
slower
I
than
was
the
gonna say
the slowest.
8 minute average mile. That seems really slow even back then. You know. I mean, that's decently fast, but like, people are doing.
Okay, Michael,
4.5.
Come at me harder then. Jeez.
Well, no, people are doing like 4.5 on average for marathons, like 5 minutes.
4.5, 5 minute, 5 hours to finish a marathon?
No. 4.5 minute to 5 minute average per mile.
That can't. That's like.
Well, it's like 5.
The
I think like for professional, it's around 5 minutes. So you're not. Yeah, you're pretty close.
What's the fastest mile ever ran? Because I remember reading a story about it. Like it was a
I don't
super
know.
famous guy.
It's like in the high 4s, I think. Because people running above 5 is pretty.
There's also a difference between marathon running and people that are only running a mile to see the fastest mile. Like you're never going to get that pace in a marathon because you have to run 26 of those, which is a lot.
I don't know.
World record for fastest 1 mile is 3 minutes and 43 seconds and 3:43.13.
And who set that?
Oh, heck,
Hikam El Guerrouj of Morocco in 1999.
The heck? 3 minute 40 something. Wow.
3 minute 43.13.
So that's less than a minute per 1,000 feet, dude. That's
so
like
fast.
That's insane. You think about sprinting.
Wow. Can you look up marathon, the fastest
Yeah, because I'm sure it's changed since 1904.
fastest marathon.
And now that people aren't allowed to take rat poison and wash it
wait,
down.
didn't somebody just do under
Wait a
2 hours, right?
For a marathon, it can't. There's no way, dude.
I think they just did that.
Kenyan
Yeah,
Eliud
he just did that.
Kipchoge set an official world record for men of. That's 2 hours, 1 minute, 39 seconds.
For a marathon?
Yeah, for a marathon.
Yeah, it's 2018.
So 120 divided by
2018.
26. That's like that's like under a 5-minute mile.
Greatest improvement since 1967.
Wow, 1967.
That's like that's under a 5-minute mile,
I was
dude.
gonna say, I just
Most
remembered somebody.
Most marathon runners finish a mile every 10 minutes. Average mile time for men is between 9 and 11 minutes.
That sounds more.
Really?
Well, because it's average, right? So if you're
average, okay.
Yeah.
you're gonna be tired by the end, no matter what,
Yeah.
no matter who you are. So you're gonna be having a slower.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. That's how many feet is that?
A mile?
No, marathon.
Okay, well, a mile is 5,280. So that times 26.2.
Wow, that's a lot.
The average non-competitive but fairly in shape mile is 9 to 10 minutes.
So now to bring this back to climbing, Alex Honnold and Tommy Todwell set the record for the nose on El Cap, which is like 3,700 feet or something like that, in 1 hour and 59 minutes. They broke the 2 hour mark.
Is that a
For
multi-pitch?
El Cap.
Oh, it has to be a multi-pitch.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
like
El
30
Cap-
something pitches.
Are there bolts or did they do trad?
It's mix.
Ooh.
Wait, it is?
And they're simul climbing. So they're climbing at the same time. They're not, one person's not belaying another person. They're both attached to the end of the rope.
Oh, they're both solo. Free solo.
no,
So that's
they're,
the one
they're
where if-
attached to the ropes, and they're putting in protection.
So that's the one where you both fall, you clink together.
No,
you can-
because you're really far apart.
Oh.
You're 60 meters of rope in between you.
But you're counterweight. You're counterweighting each other, right?
Basically.
Oh, gotcha. So as one person's going up, the other person's following, cleaning the route.
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha,
Yep.
gotcha.
So one person.
It's just there's no belayer.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That looks. I would love to watch that.
I can
Is
show
there
you.
a video?
Yeah, there's a time lapse video of it.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll look at it when we're done.
We'll put it up right now. We'll react to it.
Well, I mean,
It's like 2 minutes.
okay, fine.
But
Yeah.
so that's like, what is that? 37,000 or
37,000 feet. Crazy.
Actually, I can't play that. on here and record at the same time.
Yeah.
That's fine.
But yeah, dude, that's because that was like the climbing marathon, basically, is what that was being called, basically.
They're gonna put that in the Olympics. Everyone just comes out and climbs El Cap.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, it was freaking insane, dude.
Okay.
They both have climbed El Cap. They both have climbed El Cap on their own.
Oh yeah,
So
thousands of times.
actually,
Yeah. Well, not maybe thousands. Yeah, probably thousands of times.
1,000 is a lot. 1,000 is a big number. All right, let's see.
We'll put this on.
Are we gonna put it on the thing?
And start.
We're just gonna have to have no audio.
But yeah, look at. So you see how small
it's
they
so
are?
funny how fast they're moving.
Yeah.
Just because it's a time lapse.
Yeah, but this is the actual time based right.
Okay.
Yeah. These are minutes.
Whoa!
These are minutes.
Look at him cut across like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're flying up that thing.
It will zoom in a bit.
For those of
okay.
you guys listening, we'll probably
We'll
link
overlay
it over.
We'll overlay.
Yeah.
it.
We can, yeah.
Oh my gosh, look at him
Well,
climbing
no,
up
I mean
that
for
crack.
people listening on Spotify, not watching.
Oh, yeah.
That
we're,
looks sick.
we're watching the world
Dude,
record.
that looks so fun, but it's like trad, so I'm like, no,
Yeah.
I'm good.
We're watching the world record climb for the
Um,
El Capitan in Yosemite.
Yeah. Oh, watch this
Oh
section.
my
So there's a
gosh.
section where
He climbs up
it's
and
called
over.
the boot. In one section, one guy has to climb up the side, and then the other guy, the bottom guy, swings over, and then
Wait,
so right here. So watch, the top guy goes behind the boot, comes up
Okay.
behind, sets an anchor, and look at the bottom guy's gonna go. Wait, that's the nose, or
Wait.
that's the boot. So
Oh,
look at,
it
he
is
goes
an
right there
actual-
and swings.
Oh
Yeah.
shoot!
And then that guy sets an anchor, and then he goes over and swings. Boom, swings, and goes up.
What the
Yeah.
heck? Who's the lead? Is that
They're-
Alex?
I think Alex was leading.
Okay.
So they're switching back and forth, or I guess they're not in that part. But yeah, Alex is in the
Wow.
front.
Just imagining the endurance you have to be able to
Oh
get
my
up.
gosh! What
Yeah.
was that?
No, so
Did
most
you see that?
most people do this.
Wait, can we rewind that?
Yeah,
There was like right there when. Whoa. Okay.
a minute.
Okay. So here's the boot. We're back at the boot.
Yeah.
Okay. Alex is going up, and then he like goes back down too. What was that
Yeah.
for? Oh, did he do? Okay, we're pausing it. So he went up and then he dropped down. So that was to
Yeah.
get the rope, right? To give him
Probably.
less rope, so that he can actually do that swing.
Minute 05. So he goes up behind the boot.
Right. And then
Sets an
right here he
anchor.
drops down.
Oh yeah.
And then so he makes the ropes tighter or
Yeah.
smaller so that he can swing over.
Yeah,
Mhm.
probably.
Wait, they did switch positions.
Oh yeah, I guess. So I guess
Right there at the
yeah.
boot they switch
So
positions.
Tommy.
And then right up here
Yeah.
he goes up.
Oh, so that might be Tommy the first. Part.
And then
I don't
right
know.
here look what he does.
So this is the roof section. This is called the Great Roof.
Right. And see that
Yeah.
little drop down that he did? That looks so scary.
Yeah. So this is a speed climb.
Pausing it.
Yeah,
140.
140. So this is called speed climbing. Well, it's not speed climbing, but
Right.
it's mixed climbing. So anything goes.
Yeah.
You can be.
You can get
It's
up.
aid climbing. So you can be pulling on cams. It's not you're
Mhm.
using the rock. It's just the pure whoever can get up the rock the fastest.
Okay.
So you're pulling on at the top. He's sticking his fingers in bolts
Yeah.
and just going up that way. You're just sticking
Jeez.
cams in. So that section is called the Great Roof, and it's like a 512 or something like that.
Oh my
So that
gosh.
swing was he went up halfway and then just swing or swing.
Like put the rope in.
Yeah, so instead of climbing it, he just figured out a way to where you can go in a certain thing and then swing, and then you're at this one section and you can go up. So you can skip that whole section.
Wow.
Yeah, which is faster than. Yeah,
That's crazy.
So we're at 140,
Play. Yeah.
but
That's crazy.
yeah. So
You wanna
they're
get closer?
No, we're fine.
they're still going up. Yeah, there's a 4-part documentary series about this. One of the funniest things in the documentary is normally a team of 2 takes like 4 days to climb this. An average climber that still is good enough to climb this
Yeah.
route takes about 4 days to climb. They're doing
Wow.
they're doing laps. The slowest time they ever did was around, I think, 5 hours when they first tried it.
Oh my god.
So they're still doing day trips basically. So they're going there, climbing it, and hiking down a couple hours, right? And they're doing this like multiple days in a row.
And they're up. Oh my
Yeah.
goodness. Who's this guy?
1 hour.
Who's that guy?
58. I don't know, the cameraman or something.
The cameraman just like
Yeah.
lagging up behind.
So
that was sick.
Yeah. So they would pass. There's this one group of people. They passed 3 different times. No, yeah, 3 days in a row. They passed this group on the wall because they were still on the wall, just climbing. So they're doing these speed climbs, and then on the 4th day, the actual attempt they did it, they're going up, and one of them they were like, I think, Mexican or something like that because they're speaking Spanish, and they're talking to Alex in Spanish. And they're like, you weren't up here yesterday. We missed you guys. And they're like, yeah, we took a rest day.
Wow.
So they passed them 3 times, took a rest day, and on the day they're doing it, they're passing them again.
Wow.
And they're like, we didn't see you yesterday. Where were you? And meanwhile, these guys had already climbed El Cap 4 times in the past 5 days.
Oh my god.
And these people were like on their 5th day trying to finish the route.
You just
normally.
talk about elite in their field, right?
Dude,
You know,
just
That's
like
crazy,
like,
actually.
oh my gosh, so
Yeah.
crazy. Yeah.
But also, I mean, it's like we're only doing this one time. That's probably what those
yeah.
people are doing.
no,
Like,
the time
I'm only doing this one time in my life, so
Yeah.
I'm gonna appreciate every stone
yeah.
that I'm climbing over.
Well, Alex held the previous record. So he had the record at I think 2 hours 40 something minutes. And then these random guys, not big climbers or they're not famous climbers at all, this random team came along and broke 2 hours 10 minutes or something like that and took it away, like just completely shocked the world.
So he's like, we're not allowing that.
Yeah, he was like, well, you got to
You got to defend the title.
So he recruited Tommy Caldwell, who's like probably like one of the best climbers for El Cap in general.
Wow.
And they're like, yeah, let's just A-team it and just
Yeah.
completely knock them out of the park. And they're like, yeah, my goal is to get sub 2 hours. Because it's been a thing for the past like 20 years. And every single time the record's been knocked off by like 10 minutes. And so the fact they went from like 2 hour 40 minutes to that new team doing like 2 hours 10, it was like completely unheard of. They're like, how in the world did they do that? That's insane. And
yeah, to a minute 58, to an hour 58.
yeah, and Alex is like, yeah, we have to beat 2 hours. Like,
Wow.
we're just gonna beat 2 hours, and nobody else is gonna ever try to beat this, basically.
Wow.
But
Yeah.
yeah,
Jeez.
freaking crazy, dude. Freaking crazy. It's
That's insane.
So El Cap is what Free Solo was made.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, he holds the speed record and the first free solo of
Completion.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
if you were unsuccessful at a free solo attempt in El Cap, I don't think.
Yeah.
I
mean, you could just chicken out and like get into some ropes and rappel back down, but
maybe,
I don't think any climber would ever do
or
that.
just fall.
Any climber
pretty
that's
sure-
free soloing is not doing that.
Yeah.
You're-
Yeah.
Like you're going all or nothing, basically.
That's so scary.
Yeah.
I could never do
So
that.
crazy. But okay, so just you did the multi pitch,
Yeah.
and you guys did it in an hour.
I'll free
and-
solo the multi pitch
No,
by
Don't-
myself,
Don't
dude.
free solo the multi pitch.
Yeah, by myself, dude. Heck
Alright,
yeah, it
all
was
right.
easy,
You
dude.
did it. You did it in an
literally-
hour 14 minutes or something like that.
Right.
Yeah. So that was 2 pitches. But that was doing it the normal way and rappelling.
And it was a
It was your first time doing
5.6,
it.
5.7.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
these guys are doing
Yeah.
12s.
The nose is averaged out to the whole route is a 5.10.
the whole route.
Average.
Well, so the
Averaged.
nose itself is a 5.10, but obviously each pitch is a different.
Right.
Yeah. So the average it's a 5.10.
which is significantly more difficult than a 5.6 for people that don't climb.
Yeah, and it's also freaking Yosemite El Cap. So your 5.10 is like a splinter crack
That's
Your
where
5'9" is like
that is where the grading system came from. That's the Yosemite grading system.
Yeah.
Sounds lit.
Yeah. Pretty crazy.
I'm gonna free solo it.
Yeah.
Free
Not
solo,
El Cap. I'm gonna free solo the multi-pitch in Alabama Hills.
How are you getting down?
What
do you
take
mean?
a rope up
I'm gonna take a rope with me.
and rappel.
Or you're gonna be at the top waiting for me.
Why?
Oh no, Paul will, because he hasn't done it yet.
Yeah, I haven't.
Paul
done
will
the-
be at the top waiting for me.
I haven't
Yeah.
done the multi pitch yet.
Yeah. Next time we go. It's fun.
Yeah.
It's a fun, like, the whole idea of a multi-pitch to me is more fun than doing, like, single pitch. Because it's like a team event. And it's like we made it to the top. Woohoo!
Yeah.
And then not just like, wow, I did a really hard climb. It's more of a, like, an adventure than a...
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's for the experience. is
Yeah,
what it
it's
is.
more of an
the
experience.
climb itself isn't really that.
Oh,
great.
and the climb's terrible.
It's pretty
not-
lame.
yeah, there's
honestly.
probably
it's like,
other-
It's really slabby.
Yeah.
Not like super slab, but it's like a little bit like slab is like a incline or decline, you know. So it's like.
A slab is like a very, very steep driveway where you can like
Yeah.
kind of walk up it, but you can't.
Yeah, and that's how like the whole
it's not.
wall was.
Yeah, it's not overhanging.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. But
So-
yeah. Anyways, your mom commented on the. Did you see this?
Oh yeah, she
The
said like,
videos-
"Who's the guy in the?"
No, she was like, "Where's your? Why isn't he wearing a helmet?"
Oh.
And I was like, "He was."
Yeah, I climbed it
climbing.
with the helmet, and
Yeah.
then I took it off for the
At
photos.
the top. Yeah.
But then I
That's
should have
funny.
left it on because my hair was like,
Pretty crazy. Yeah.
I was like, some hair was sticking up in the middle of my
Yeah.
head. for some
That photo op.
reason.
And then oh, I just farted. Hopefully that didn't. Oh.
Okay, yeah, literally.
Oh, the
Wait,
Coke
was that
is-
it? Oh my gosh, I saw the sound.
The Coke coming out the other end.
What?
Speaking
Oh,
of
no.
Coke,
I don't know if we have time for it, honestly.
It's like an hour. We should leave that for.
yeah,
We
we'll have
should-
to do
Well,
the
give him a little tease.
we'll have to do the story about the Coca-Cola death squads another time. Some murder involved
Ooh, I
snap.
love murder. I mean,
and
Murder mystery.
Agatha Christie. Love
yeah.
her books.
some murder involved,
on
and
the Orient Express.
nobody knows for sure if Coca-Cola knew about it or not.
10 Little Indians.
Wow.
Yeah, talking assassinations.
Ooh.
Dang.
Yeah,
All right.
Coca-Cola did.
but we'll have to save that for another day because we talked
Coca-Cola
about
did
climbing.
9/11.
I'm sure something in
Coca-Cola
Coca.
shot
Yes.
JFK.
Yeah.
Oh.
There was a Coca-Cola bottle on the grassy knoll.
Coca-Cola is the Taliban, dude.
The Coca-Cola bottle did it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They popped.
Somebody put Mentos.
Let's just say Coca-Cola popped JFK's cap. Get it?
What?
Get it?
Okay.
Get it? Because
Anyway,
that
that episode was kind of all over the place, but we kept it on
That was
sports.
pretty-
Yeah.
Pretty good. We talked about Olympics, climbing Olympics, and then we brought it together.
And talked about more climbing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Why do you guys do this at the end of each episode? Oh
Climbing
yeah, that was
2.0.
good. Wait, come on, let's just cut the script.
What?
We don't have a script. That's why it's so awkward and weird at the end of every episode.
Yo, cut the vid. Zip it up.
You wanna?
Zip it, lock it, put it in your pocket. I mean, if you're listening to this, you already know where to find us. So
That's true.
Yeah.
I don't know why we rehash it.
Yeah.
We rehash it like we're some comedians, like giving out our tour dates.
Like we're selling
Like-
tickets.
Yeah, it's like we're gonna be in Orlando next week.
Live in
and-
concert.
are we?
Atlanta.
Wait, dude, let's go to Orlando. Food review. Orlando food review. Wait, Orlando. Oh, I'm thinking of
Half of
New
Jeremiah's
Orleans,
head is out of the
actually.
frame.
All right.
I'm thinking of New Orleans.
Bye, guys. See ya.
Later.
Anyone want to see us go to Mardi Gras?
What?
Yeah, let's go.
All right. Bye.
Yo, give me the beads.
Stop talking. I'm trying to end it.
Fade out.
All right. Bye.